Hey, this is King Simon. Remember, make sure you go to my website, kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com, or Linktree at King Simon the Numerovation. Get all 4 of my books, and of course, that's the Numerovation for mental stability. Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Numbers are simple, children's health is important, and no promotion is bad promotion. Just spell my name right. Make sure you get them now on all my links. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. Go now. Greetings, family. Greetings to everyone that is tuning in. Today we got a special morning show right here in the United Snakes of America, or United States of America. Today we're going to be speaking about numerational missing links in a name and how you can compensate from this, you know? That's right. The numerational missing links. We're going to speak about it. We're going to be about it today. Coming from a few books, I might tap into a few books. Definitely book by Lloyd's Numbers and You workbook. Of course, from my book, Numerovation for Mental Stability. And also the Numerology Bible. Definitive Guide to the Powers of Numbers by Teresa Mori. Good books to have on your shelf. Good books if you're really interested in studying and researching. This is your brother King Simon. Remember, if you do want to do a session with me, text me at 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. Yes. Text me at 347-496-1022. And if you live outside of the United States of the USIA, US.U.S.A territory, please use WhatsApp. Use WhatsApp if you live outside of the United States of America. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope everybody's doing well as we continue to move forward. How you doing today? This is your brother King Simon right here on King Simon Presents. And we're broadcasting on Facebook at Facebook Live, and we're broadcasting on the Numerovation Nation. I hope everyone is well. Wishing you and your family a happy spring equinox. Right? That's right. I think that's what we're in, the spring equinox now. Okay, so we're springing into some new selves, and I hope we did our spring cleaning. And I hope everybody is at least preparing this spring time to understand, overstand, and understand who they are and what they are, because spring representing new beginnings and new bloomings as we're going into the month of Aprilius or April. And spring might mean different meanings for some people and other people, but to those who understand, spring is our official new years as far as Universal is concerned. It's our official new year, not January 1st. That's a fiscal new year, but spring is our official new year. Just want to remind everybody that this is a troll-free zone, and only for those who want to learn and earn, not just monetarily earn, but physically and spiritually and mentally earn some information that can be of great guidance to you if you take it on, you know. And this is a beautiful time, and I want to say good day and great rising and grand rising and good morning to all those that out there that are tuning in, and those that will tune in, and good afternoon, good day, and good evening, whatever time zone you may tune in. I have an interesting show today that's I won't be long, but I will be direct, because your missing links in your name is very important, especially when someone like myself probably do a session when and usually the missing links is also connected to your challenges, challenge numbers that are in your chart. And that can be a challenge to you. But as I always say, these missing links that some may say in numerology, that missing numbers indicates, and I'm talking about missing links in a name. And those who know that Numerology is the only system that transpose letters into numbers, so we can have a vibratory understanding of how to use them and how to best use these numbers to serve us, because that's what they're here to do. They become your friend if you know how to use your friends correctly. Because I remember Sister Soldier once said, and according to Google, she's born January 28th, same day as Rick Ross, same day as Rakim Allah, Rakim the God, same day as Creflo Dollar. And what is so interesting, back in the day, she says, if you're not being used, you're useless. Sister Soldier said that. She coined that years ago. If you're not being used, you are useless. So everything and everyone are being used in some form or fashion by your children, you using your children to get what you want. Relationship is all about using, but there's a proper intention of using, whether you're using them for your benefits to move forward, and vice versa. There's a reciprocal energy that works with that, because everything has its positive and its negative, its ups, its downs, its high and lows. That's what I like to say. But when it comes to a name, they say there's nothing sweeter than someone's name being recited or called to them in many systems. And when it comes to someone's name, it's very important. And although you might change your name, you decide to change your name, you got to be very conscientious of when you change your name or decide to change your name. It's not a joke when you change your name, because you can add more challenges to your name than, let's say, favorable numbers. You know, some people might say power numbers, some might say lucky numbers, but let's say most favorable numbers, because even the favorable numbers, you can have some challenges on it, just won't last as long as the main challenge numbers. So in the missing numbers is dealing with the letters that is connected to the name. And because I use multiple systems, and I prefer to do that, because even in my own complete name that I was born with, I don't have the number 3 in my whole complete name, but in the Pythagorean system. And I don't have the number 4 in my whole complete name in the Pythagorean system. But when I use the Chaldean system, it compensated for the 3 and the 4 that I did not have in the Pythagorean system, especially because Pythagoras got that information from Chaldea, got that information, the numerology information, the studies of numbers from Africa, out of Kemet, out of some of the greatest edifices of the time and the great worlds of the time, India. So if Pythagoras studied for 22 days or 22 years to get this information and traveled all around the world, by no chance was he traveling by himself. Don't be under no illusions. You know what I'm saying? He was probably one of their greatest scholars out of Greece. So he's not traveling by himself. It's just like a missionary mission, you know. And usually with the missionary, you have your warriors and you have your people that are the saints or the saviors or the soldiers and scholars and healers and killers, like Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad used to say. You have all of those things in a missionary travel or some type of research adventure or journey that Pythagoras. So don't feel that Pythagoras went by himself. It's only because he is the primary figure in, quote unquote, the science of numerology or numbers and how they're used. But if he left Greece and he was not called the father of numbers or the father of mathematics or whatever father he was, and then he went away for 22 days and came back and then became the father of this, then he got that information somewhere, then brought it back to his people to help give them guidance, to help give them order, and help them to understand the universal law of mathematics as pertaining to not just sound and music, but also the universe. So Pythagoras, he has an interesting story. Some people say it existed. Some people say he don't exist. But I know there by my studies so far has says that Pythagoras, at least his theory or his Pythagorean society existed. There's people that actually set up societies under Pythagoras. But again, he got it from the ancient people of hue, the darker hue people, the Chaldeans or the Indians or the people from India, those of darker hue, from Kemet, those deeper purple people from out of Kemet. So if that's the case, we need to pay attention to all of the system, because Pythagoras bettered the system for his people and refined it and defined it for his people so they can continue to add on. So just like what I'm doing with Numerovation, and I want y'all to be able to pronounce it. That's why I got that up in the front. Numerovation is what I do. So I am adding on, not taking away from one of my teachers like Lloyd Strayhorn. I'm not taking away from any other of the teachers that I've studied under, as far as reading their books and really getting myself in it. I didn't take away from them. I added on. So numero still references the numerology in what I do, and vation references the motivation of what I do and why I must learn to use numbers to help motivate people that I am in sessions. And those that have done sessions with me years ago, I'm much better now. So it's probably behooves you to do a session with me now, because this time I'm more in depth, and I'm constantly studying. When I say I got the Numerology Bible in front of me, a real Bible is called them. And the word Bible comes from biblios, which means only book. So don't get it. They just put holy or Helios in front of it, and it's called the Holy Bible, but it only means a book. So this is the Numerology Bible, written by Teresa Mori, and it's a culmination of all the studies that this young lady put together. And I think by what I see in this book, the Numerology Bible, because it was written in 2012, or copywritten in 2012. Yes, copywritten in 2012. Second printing was 2015. And sometimes it's a hard book to get, sometimes it's not. But they got the Bible of everything. Because one thing about Europeans, like Dr. Africa will call them Europeans. One thing about Europeans, they study all of the quote unquote superpowers or the esoteric powers because they want to stay in power. They study all of the universal powers and information, whether physical or spiritual, because they want to stay in power. Let me say it to the person in the back. That's right. Say it to the person in the back, because we don't understand that's what keeps them in power is our ancient science that they have held in their libraries, stolen from our libraries, burnt down our libraries, but they took what they want. But they've taken from temples and great temples and edifices of the world. They took what they want and they made it theirs or remix it for their purpose. So I just want people to be clear about that. And there's no slight on them. That's what people from mountains do. It's all right. The mountain people did that because that's all they was raised in. If you want to find out anything about the mountain people and their mindset, go to read the book Iceman Inheritance. I don't remember the name of the author. The Iceman Inheritance, or The Destruction of the Black Civilization by Chancellor Williams. And really get into their mindset of why they would do something like that. But I'm not going to get into that right now. Check out Baba Kaba Hiawatha. He gets into it. Dr. Ben has gotten into it. Chancellor Williams has gotten into it. They got a whole lot of YouTube clips. You go to Tap Videos at YouTube, and you get a lot of clips of these different elders that taught and really taught us what it was and what it wasn't. You know what I'm saying? So getting back into what we're talking about, the subject matter is the numerational missing link in a name. So, like I said, with my name, my full name on my birth certificate, I was missing the number 3 and the number 4. However, when I delved into the Chaldean system, which is a much more harder system to learn because it's more symbolic and mystical than the Pythagorean system, and it doesn't have the 8 in the Chaldean system. Not that they don't know and understand the 8, it's just that 9, not that they don't know and understand. They don't let me repeat that. They don't have the number 9 in the system of Chaldea. But not that they don't understand the number 9, it's just that they revered and respected the 9, because when 9 appeared, it came with another level of energy. It dealt with completions and endings on one level, war and destruction. And on the other level, it dealt with higher love, higher understanding, higher. So they revered the number 9. And anytime you add the number 9 to another number, it always brings back that same number. It brings back its reflection. Similar to the zeros. That's why 0 and 9 have similar energies and similar workings. And it's just that 0 deals with that eye opener, that womb opening that gives you that higher understanding and higher potential. And 9 reflects that completing area, that cycling area. That's why it looks like a spiral. Just like the number 6 on the other level looks like a spiral, but that's why the 3, 6, and 9, according to Nikola Tesla, is that number of the universe. If we understood it, we understand the numbers of the universe. But the universe is a womb. That 0, 3, 6, 9 come out of 0 also. So 0 is a very powerful, quote unquote, number. Many people won't call it a number, but it's all right. That's all right. You got to respect the gangster of the 0. 0 adds depth. 0 adds potentiality. 0 adds a whole lot of stuff if you understand the 0. You know what I'm saying? Just like in your bank account. If you got $10 today and then tomorrow you see 4 zeros or 5 zeros behind it, you're going to say, whoa, there's a lot of potential going on here. Let me check with the bank. Make sure if I start taking out stuff, I'm not robbing them. You know what I'm saying? Because it could have been a glitch. You never know. So if in my name I found the 3 in the Chaldean system, then that helps me to compensate what I need to do with that number 3. Or in my name, if I didn't find the 3 in in actuality, let me take it back. Actually, I did not find the 3 in my full name on my birth certificate in any of the systems. Let me take that back. But I'm saying if somebody finds, if they don't have a 3 in their name or any of the numbers in their particular name in the Pythagorean system, always look to other systems, because that can help balance it off or help bring that energy to you. A lot of people only focus on the modern numerology, but they don't want to go to that Chaldean because it's a little bit harder. But if you go at it hard, it becomes easy. And I went at it hard more to get the more understanding. And I did write some of the basic meanings of each letter in my book, Numerovation for Mental Stability, from the Chaldean perspective and from the Pythagorean perspective. If you look on page, it starts on page 33 of my book. That's the number. Start on page 33 of my book. So Numerovation for Mental Stability. So those that don't have this book, hey, make sure you're going to get it now. If you don't have this book, make sure you go get it. You know what I'm saying? So this is very important because it's in there and it gives you basics, but this is a direct thing for mental stability and recognizing numbers, and a basic numerovational guide to recognize mental instability and staying motivated through the numbers, because the numbers and their interpretations can motivate you to help you to be your best. So getting back to the point, now, if you don't have any certain numbers in your name and you have it in your birthday, that also can balance off the energy of what you may have lost in your name. Although the name is very significant, because the names, many numerologists would say, brings the gifts and the skills and the talents to an individual. But let me share something to you from the missing numbers in the book called the Numerology Bible. It says, missing numbers indicates experiences you may avoid, maybe because of what has happened to you in a previous lifetime. Or if you do not believe in reincarnation, this missing numbers is simple a challenge for you. Like I said earlier, these numbers can be missing numbers in your chart can be a challenge to you. That's why in my sessions, I reveal your challenge numbers and your power numbers so you can understand. And sometimes your neutral numbers, because there's neutral numbers. When I say neutral, I mean there's numbers that can go either or either way. They can be your power or they can be your challenge. That's up to you on how you handle it. It's about your mentality and how you handle something like that. So this person goes on to say, if you do not believe in reincarnation, this missing number is a challenge for you. It's simply a challenge for you. Something with which you have to grapple with. You may find that people in whom your missing numbers is strong annoy or irritate you. Interesting. Look what they say. You may find that people in whom your missing numbers is strong annoy and irritate you. So people that might be born under the number, let's say my challenge numbers is the number 6 and the number 8. So people born under the 6 and the 8 can be a challenge to me and become an annoyance to me. But if I understand that that's what they possibly can be, then I will flip it to be more balanced so I can be able to work with that 6 and work with that 8 and not let them become. That's when you're learning to control your own mathematical destiny, so to speak, or your own mathematical vibration and high and low. So you don't, because you can take it there. You can go. Everybody can take it there if they want to, especially with people that might be challenges in your life. And challenge numbers don't just show up. If somebody's born under a challenge number to you, if somebody's born under a challenge number to you, family, just remember that they are either here to challenge you to be your best or challenge you to be your worst. They're either here to challenge you to be your best and challenge you. And the challenge numbers don't just exist in the birthdays. Challenge could be, that person could be born under a challenge number that their name equals that challenge number that might be your challenge number. Their name, their middle name could add up to it. Their last name could add up to it. Like you could be working with a boss and their last name can add up to your challenge number. And then that will throw you off because you'll find that they're always challenging you, or their birthday, their destiny number, or their life path, or their soul, or wherever that challenge is dominant in certain people's charts that you're working around or living around or being families. That's where that strength is. Now, I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you something in my life because, look, hey, I was the best example to learn this stuff. That's if you're planning on studying numerology, study yourself, study your mother, your father's number, study your children's number, study your friends, study everybody. That's the only way you become proficient. And then start studying celebrities. Start studying celebrities. It will help you to enhance that. You know what I'm saying? It will help you. And yes, challenges go for also the it deals with children and all that kind of how you relate to your children, how you need to relate to your children. You know, gematria is just another form of numerology, but that's another level connected also to the esoteric of Chaldea and various other. That's where the Jewish community or the people of the Kabbalah started studying the gematria and started. As a matter of fact, I speak about that in my book also. So gematria is one level of numerology. I'm trying to keep it basic and simple. That's one thing. So, and I keep it basic and simple because sometimes what I learn is that people want to find out all this mystical stuff about things that has happened. You know, you might get a gematria. You might go look up gematria and something, and about the world trade or this reset that we just had, and y'all get all nerve wracked by something like this. Y'all get nerve wracked by something like this, and that's why my focus is in motivating you, the individual, to be better. I could care less about what's going on, although I know mathematically what it is, but I'm not here to frighten you. I'm not here to bring your energy down. I'm here to numerovate you. I am the numerovator. Without a shadow of doubt, I am the best in the world or the universe. And I can say that because I invented numerovation. I can say that. That is I own that. You Google my name, guess what? It comes up. If you Google up King Simon or Numerovation, it's going to come up. Every darn thing under that is going to come up. So I can toot my own horn in with the most positive and productive intentions, because my intentions of manifesting numerovation and this system of this extended system of numerology is because I love myself, and in turn I love the people I deal with, because it's not how much I know, it's how much I care and how much I want to give guidance. That's why, I mean, recently, many times in sessions people are crying, and sometimes you won't even know they're crying, but brothers and sisters are crying because they knew it. It's nothing that I tell you you really don't, nothing that I tell you don't know. Numerology is here to remind you, give you that recall, because a lot of us have amnesia. A lot of us have lost the way. And personally, am I at my highest level? No, I am not at my highest level, but I wish I would have started this from young, because I would at this time of my life, in my 50s, I would be even much more higher. Y'all wouldn't even be able to touch me at certain things, but I was under certain other influence, religious influence, family influence, all these different types of things that I'm not angry at my journey, because in my journey, I was able to learn from my journey and now be able to impart this wisdom to all of my brothers and sisters out there, because my journey, whether it was in marriage, my journey in relationship, my journey with my family, my journey of thinking about hurting myself, my journey of the club life, journey of being an entertainer, chasing down the entertainment life, being a reggae artist, being number 5 on the chart. That's my journey of being afraid of the microphone at one time. I used to be scared of this thing. And due to religion, I used to be afraid of the computer. When I look at my sign or my numbers, I'm supposed to be knee deep into this technology. You know what I'm saying? That's why you see me doing so much and learning so much. You know what I'm saying? On using this technology. So it's very important. Very important. And it's so important that you pay attention to the numbers in your chart, because numbers are here to guide and reveal. Numbers are here to guide and reveal, not control. Numbers are here to guide and reveal what's going on in your life moving forward. Like I've always said, it is the GPS. It's a mathematical GPS. It triangulates what cycles you're in, what sequences you're in, what patterns you keep on bringing back to your life. That's what numerology does. So if I'm doing a session with but it will take work, without a doubt. It's about the work. Stop playing with this. That's why I tell people I don't do readings. Don't call me a reader. You can read yourself. I'm not reading you. I'm here to consult and advise you on how to navigate using your mathematics, because this is applied mathematics. And mathematics is life, and life is mathematics. It's like the Nation of Islam used to say, Islam is mathematics, and mathematics is Islam. Well, Islam is a way of life. let's not get that twisted. So it has become another part of my way of life to help and guide people. And the only reason you're not seeing me is because my background don't look right, and I'm packing and getting ready to travel again. I'm on the road, getting ready to go on the road again. So those that are booking session with me, there is a waiting list. Those you'd have to be patient. But if you can't be patient, I will send you to Baba Lloyd Strayhorn and Kaya French. You can actually do a session. You will not be disappointed with those two people. It's just that Kaya does numerical analysis, analytics. Lloyd does Astro numerology, and I do Numerovation, which I want to help you to activate your number. I don't just want to read your number and tell you all the good and the bad and all that. No, man, some people give you homework, but I give you real serious homework if you really take it upon yourself after you listen to my recording. I give you serious work. And some people are stagnant. Some people don't want to do the work. Let's be honest. Some people don't want to do the work. If I didn't want to do the work, I wouldn't have written these books. If I didn't want to do the work, this wouldn't have been my first book. No promotion is bad promotion. After I got bored with club promotion and doing all kinds of promotion in the club, I wrote this book. So I reinvented myself through understanding my numbers and created this book, so it can guide others in what I went through in the promotional world, what I worked through in the production world, especially from working at SOBs in New York, the Sounds of Brazil in New York, working on stages of Madison Square Garden. I've worked on every major stage except the Barclays Center, because by the time the Barclays Center was built, I was out of that club life. And that, I've been there, I've been on the stage, I've been backstage at Barclays because friends of mine threw events, but it is what it is. I don't do that anymore. Then I wouldn't have written this book. Numbers are simple, people are complicated. It was Lloyd and people like Brother Polite who encouraged me to write, especially after this book. Then they encouraged me to write. Then Lloyd said, yo, King Simon, you need to write your numerology because you're good. That's what my teacher said. So, and then I wrote this book. And that's why I always shout all those individuals that help. If you look in my introduction or my acknowledgement, you see I acknowledge people and all that. And Dr. Africa published those last 3 books. So late great Dr. Africa and his wife published the last 3 books. And boom, now we're here. And I'm going in a direction for a reason, because of what we just went through in this reset. Because like Les Brown would say, like Les Brown was saying his motivational lectures, he says, a setback is a comeback. A setback is a comeback. A setback is a setup for a comeback. Setback is a setup for a comeback. So if that's a reset that set us back, what we went through in 2020, the end of 2019, which we already talked about in the numbers and how that correlated, what we went through from 2019 to 2020, if that's a reset, then that was a setup. That's a setback that is setting us up for a comeback. That is a setback that is setting us up for a comeback to be more creative, be more productive, be more cleaner, be more aware of what you're doing, because 2020 that we just came out of reflected the awareness energy, the vision, the all-seeing vision that we have to be acute and develop. It is that number of judgment, paying attention of judgment, and people were judged. And people have went through mental problems. That's why I wrote this book, because the numbers reveal the possible mental problems people can have. And in my studies, I found that the number 4, 7, 8, 5, and 3 are primarily the mental numbers, although other numbers have their mental issues too, but primarily the strong ones, 4, 7, 8, 5, and 3. So getting back to the name. So it's important that if you find out you're missing numbers in your name, or you don't have a certain amount of the numbers in your name, let's say in Lloyd's book, Lloyd does a very good workbook. And that's why I tell people to take his class. I'm going to tell people to take his class over and over again, because he got a basic class and he has an intermediate class. But that class is Astro Numerology. He is an astronumerologist. He blends the best of 2 worlds and he gives it to you. But in his workbook that I do say you go to his website and buy, it says with the numbers, if you have a certain amount of numbers or few of the numbers, then those are the things you got to pay attention to. That's what you got to pay attention to, because again, it might be something that you're missing that you have to build on in this lifetime. So let's say you have a lot of ones in your chart missing, a lot of ones in your name missing. So that indicates, like Lloyd would say, the individual may be unable to stand alone. No confidence, no assertiveness, lacking the ability and lacking ability and a lacking challenge, and have to be very careful of dominating or making decisions for them, have to be very careful of other people dominating and making decisions for you. So, and then if you have fewer twos and lacking the number 2, that says that you have to be selective when it comes to friends and your surroundings. Sometimes people that lack 2 lacks patience and lacks consideration. Sometimes they lack tact. Their soul can be upsetting and going through emotional stuff and emotional baggages and stuff. If you're lacking the number 3, or you have fewer 3s in charts, that sometimes lacking the 3s create a sense of inferiority. You know what I'm saying? Or usually a person that's not sociable or wanting to go out, they want to be to themselves, when in actuality, the 3 is supposed to smile and enjoy life. Life doesn't have, see, when you lack the number 3 in your chart, that says that you're taking life too serious. See, when I come to my class now, I'm going to teach this, but I have to teach Numerovation and use my BAP method, because I'm going to show you how you can see beyond the numbers that you have and use them beyond where you're at. I'm going to show you in my class how to see around them and know that their numbers have dimension. They're alive. They're alive, and they're here to work with you if you allow it to work with you. But if you don't want it to work with you, that's up to you. Just like when Dame Dash was on a Brother Rich, and I said this numerous times, when Dame Dash was born on Brother Rich, and he brought up me as a numerologist, and he said, I don't need that. He says he bear witness to the science, he respects the science, he knows it has its validity, but he don't need that. And it's not that he don't need it, it's just that he's at a pinnacle of his life that he's naturally moving in his glory, and he's born on May the 3rd. He's born the same day as James Brown and Star from Star and Buck Wild and various other people that may be born, but they move in their glory. Although they respect numbers, because any type of numbers you use is numerology. Whether you counting money, whether you're using a computer, whether you're using a phone, those numbers that are behind the computer, the phone, the computation, the mathematics, whatever, is the study of numbers and their application on multiple levels. Let's keep it simple, family. So that's why my class is different than Lloyd's class, but I want everyone to take Lloyd's class. My class, when it does come to fruition, because I'm going to pre-tape it and sell that. It has to be sold, because I'm going to take time to write on boards and break it down and then do a few PowerPoints and all that, so you can get the gist of what I'm saying from different angles. And then the 10th and final class will be a live Q&A about that to those that are the ones that participated in the class itself. Won't be doing it live because I want to be focused. I don't want a bunch of people asking me a bunch of questions while I'm doing this live and making it happen. You know what I'm saying? So it's very important. So if you do want to be a part of that, please go to the email on this. That's the Numerovator@gmail, the Numerovator on Gmail. It says for course info. You can see the email right there, the Numerovator@gmail, and email me. And then don't worry if I don't respond. Soon as I get everything, soon as I'm back in New York in my office and where my chalkboard and everything else is at, that's when I'm gonna start sending out and planning when the classes are gonna be, and let you know when they're all been recorded and sent out to you. So again, We're up to number 2, going on number 3. We're up to number 3 on the miss if you have missing numbers. So those that are just tuning in, this is really the subject. But yes, I can go all over the place because there's so much bombarding my mind and information. But this is the subject. Numerovational missing links in names. So we just went through 2 and 3. And if you have, and in my charts, I have no 3s and I have no 4s according to Pythagorean. According to the Pythagorean system, in my names, the letters in my names that equate to the numbers in the Pythagorean system, I have no 3s and 4s. But when I went to the Chaldean system, I do have 4, but my birthday has the 3s. I have the alignment number as the 3, and 3 shows up in certain other numerovational perspective when I start adding up certain things. But it says when you don't have the 4, it says it in Lloyd's book, Lloyd's Numbers and You workbook, and it says when you have no 4s and few 4s, it says it indicates avoidance from hard work and labor and physical work. And I remember why I know this is so true is because my family, both sides were contractors or mechanics, or especially my grandfather. My grandfather was a contractor in Jamaica, so he built many of the houses back in the day throughout Spanish Town and Kingston and Jamaica. So he was always that martyr man, that hard earth man. He's born September the 9th. Go figure. He's an earth sign. Number 9, they love to work hard and put their work. I mean, Virgos themselves, they just love to put that work in, especially because they're that earth sign. But me lacking the numbers, me lacking the number 4 to do hard work and manual, I never liked doing contracting with one of my teachers, Mr. Richards, or going out. And I was too young to do it with my grandfather at that time. I used to just help him around the yard, but I never wanted to do it. I never wanted to deal with the mason work. I didn't want to do with the plumbing work. I didn't want that hard work like that. And so when I realized through my numbers that it said that I did not like that I lacked a certain amount of 4s, or I didn't have no 4s in my chart, because 4 is the number of hard work and structure and building and all that kind of stuff. I just didn't like doing that. You know what I'm saying? And it says in Lloyd's book, it says self-discipline may be lacking self-discipline and concentration, attention, structure, order, details may be challenging, having detail and all that. So all those things, mechanic work and those things that my family was in, from my uncle and my father and my grandfather on my mother's side and all of that, they was into those hard working, because they come from that era of building things in Jamaica and constructing things and painting and doing. I didn't like none of that stuff. Personally, I didn't like. I became a massage therapist, and I want to be behind the microphone where I don't have to use too much hard. I will hire somebody to do certain things in my house, but I will not. I don't even like painting sometimes, and sometimes I have to paint. And I don't even like painting sometimes. So I don't like to get my hands dirty. I like my hands are hard as far as the knuckles, because I was training in martial arts and all that. When it solids up, it solids up. But my internal hands, the palm of my hands, are real soft. I still have the massage therapy hands, and I went to school for massage therapy. So, I just went. And I remember my mother saying, she said, weird. You went to school for rub down people body, to rub down woman body, and them are gonna let you rub down the body. My mother was so funny. Hilarious, mother. I said, yeah, but I'm making money, man. I'm making $100 an hour. Rubbing down body. Lloyd's book, or according to the Bible of numerology, it says there are only one thing in the Bible of numerology. It said there's only one thing you can be sure of in life, and that is change. So you had better get used to it. So when you have that number, when you lack that number 5, usually it's a tendency to learn the hard way. Sometimes feel limited in travel experiences, slow to handle matters of stress and change and all that, lacking experience when you have lacking 5s or number 5s in your chart, or a few 5. When you go to the number 6 now, 6 denotes shyness, shyness away from domestic work or responsibility. 6 slow to make decisions, especially if pushed. this is in Lloyd's book, the workbook. If you go to his workbook, Basic Guide to Numerology, make sure you go to his website and order his workbook. Order Lloyd's workbook, because he got a lot of pertinent information in here to understand the basics. And it's not that big. It's a very thin book, but in this thin book, he gives a lot of information. It's a good workbook, and you can follow his classes through this book too. So yeah, sixes. If you have few six, because six is the number of domestication and domestic work and home and family. So away from it. Also, usually poor judgment when dealing with people if you're lacking six. And then when it comes to seven, because seven, if you're lacking sevens in your chart, it shows no need to look below the surface, because seven is usually a deep diver. They're the seven people that have sevens in their chart, or a lot of sevens. They're usually the ones that don't take things on face value, like to dig deep into find research and all that. But if you're lacking sevens in your name, then you have no concerns for spiritual stuff or religious stuff, or you might just settle for surface stuff and not want to dig deep and all of that kind of stuff. So you got to pay attention to a lot of numbers that you're missing, or you just have one or two of them in your chart. You might just have to build. And if you have missed, if you can hear me now, press one. If you can hear me now, press one. I know we're going in and out. I'm in an area, like I said, I'm getting ready to travel, so I'm in an area that the Wi-Fi might be going in and out. If you can hear me, press one. I know we're coming out of the number 7. I want to finish up the number 8 and the number 9. We're coming out of the number 7. So if you can hear me, press 1. If you can hear me, press 1. Okay, great. Hey, good. Let's keep it moving. All right. I want to finish this up so I can keep it moving. But again, like I was saying about the number 7, if you're lacking 7, that means you're lacking the ability to dig deep. You become more surface and you just accept anything, when 7 is a number that's supposed to deal the research. They're supposed to dig deep and take nothing for face value. People that have a lot of 7s in their chart. And when you have when you have no 7s, like I said, you have no regards for, like Lloyd says in his book, you have no regards for religion or faith or spirituality and none of that stuff. So that's why you should get Lloyd's workbook on his website. Go to his website, get his workbook, because it's a thin book and it only has It only has 48 pages. 48 pages in this book. Go to Lloyd's workbook. And like I tell everybody, take Lloyd's class first before you take my class. Become his student, because he's one of my teachers in this astronumerology world and this numerology world. He's one of my teachers. Also, he's a great palmist too. He's a very great palm reader, very good palm reader. I'm going to have him do something on palm reading one day. We've done something like that before at a lecture. So, and that, take his class before you take my class. Let's keep it simple. Take his class before you take my class. I want to salute the Bible. I want to support the Bible. Take his class before you take my class. Period, like that. And also, I got a workbook coming out soon too. So let me finish off the number 8 and 9, family. Let me finish off the number 8 and 9. And if you're lacking 8s in your chart and you have few or less 8s in your chart, it suggests in the Numerology Bible, It says if you're lacking 8, it says life can be tough. Only the strong will survive, and you don't feel like one of them. Financial decisions are a struggle. And when it comes to anything to do with business, you don't have much of a clue when you're lacking the number 8. But like I said earlier, if you're born under the number 8, it will compensate for what you lacked in your name. Because those that are born on the 8th and the 17th or the 26th are supposed to go in towards business, master business, and study business and research business and take it to that higher level. But if you're lacking 8 while you're born under number 8, that lack of 8 will be supported by the path of the 8 in your birthday, and it will balance it out. From my perspective, from a numerovational perspective. You know what I'm saying? That's what I've learned and watched and seen over years of studying this stuff. So 8 is also one of those numbers. If you lack a lot of 8s in your chart, you may lack the ability to organize and lead others, according to Lloyd in his book, The Workbook, and should be careful of in financial and real estate matters. There's also a tendency to be misunderstood. Many 8s are misunderstood. Many 4s are misunderstood also. People born under that 4 and 8 too, they can be misunderstood. Like the number 7. 7s can be misunderstood only because of their quiet demeanor, and they like to be to themselves and keep things. And when they come out, they're going to come out with it. But 4 and 8 are usually the misunderstood numbers, the most misunderstood numbers in numerology. That could be a little challenge because both of them are known as the disciplinarian numbers. If you have 4 and 8s in your chart, that means discipline is needed to maintain your discipline, maintain your structure, maintain all of that is very much needed. And number 9, last but not least, if you're lacking number 9 in your chart, according to Lloyd's book, I'm going to read from Lloyd's book and I'm going to read from the Numerology Bible written by Teresa Mora. I can tell you where I'm getting it from. These are the sources. But again, when you're doing systems and modalities like this, you have to incorporate your life into it so you can get the benefits from it. Studying people in your family, studying people in your immediate friendship, studying your children, studying your auntie, your uncle, whoever, studying your friends, studying that friend that you used to have fights with in the school or you didn't like in the school. I guarantee you will find challenge numbers or positive numbers that support why y'all were best friends back in the day, or why y'all got into arguments, or why you was always challenging each other. Because although I reveal the challenge numbers in your consultation with me, I tell people all the time, and I repeat this again, challenges are here to challenge you to either be your best or your worst. So when a challenge is presented to anyone out there, it's going to either ask you or reveal if you're a champ or a chump. Are you a champ in overcoming this challenge, or are you a chump and you're going to run from this challenge? Believe me, I've been a chump many times. I've ran from challenges back in the day. But there's times when I became the champ and I overcame challenges. So there's a duality in all this. There's always a duality. And it's all right. It's all right to accept and embrace the duality. There's sometimes when you're afraid and sometimes when you're not. It's just that how you redirect fear is important. You can't just be afraid all the time. Sometimes you got to harness fear and turn it into something that can help you. That's what we teach in disaster preparedness also. So getting back to the 8 before I go to the 9, I think we finished with the 8. The 9 deals with, according to Lloyd's book, he says compassion or feeling for others may be lacking, has to obtain the knowledge and lessons of caring and sharing. Lacking number 9s in your chart, or having very few 9s in your chart, that means you could be very narrow-minded, can have narrow-minded ways of thinking, may be concerned as well as emotional extremes or extremities. Also lacking in motivation and inspiration. But in the Numerology Bible by Teresa Mori, she says there is more to life than what's happening down your street. So isn't it time you open up your mind and look up to the stars? All you want is a quiet life and a peaceful one, proceeding from birth to death in an orderly fashion. But somehow you keep finding yourself in scary situations where people need your help. From tissue dramas to car crashes, from heartbreaks to heart attacks, human beings seem to fall apart on your doorsteps. And it is just what you hate. But there is a big, wide world out there, and you need to become involved in it. So when you lack number 9s in your chart, this is what Teresa is saying in her book, and Lloyd says something different in his book as far as being narrow-minded, but they still are truthful from their own perspective, because like Dr. Delbert Blair used to say, family, there is no truth until you decide what truth is. And if that's from what your perspective in your life, you respect that truth, then that is your truth. You better live up to that truth and die to that truth, or be willing to research if the truth can be changed. Because sometimes both of us can be looking at a fallen star. And I'm going to say this, both of us can be looking at a fallen star, and we look up and say, oh, look, there's a fallen star. But if we got up to the scientific data and the facts of it, it could be just a meteorite that has entered our Earth's atmosphere. That's the facts, but that is a truth. And it being a fallen star from your perspective is a truth. You just have to respect each other's truth and be willing to go and research and study. Is that truth valid? Is it a fact, or what may be? So that's why you see, I it's not that I ride the fence. I respect people's perspective, because once I respect people's perspective, I am open to learn more. That's why I created Numerovation, because Numerovation helps to respect, from my perspective, helps me to respect other people's knowledge in numbers, whether it's gematria, whether it's Japanese numerology, whether it's Chinese numerology, whether it's Chaldean, whether it's Abjad from the ancient so-called Atlas, ancient Arabian, ancient Arabs, the Black Arabs. I respect people's perspective. That's why I don't, people have tried to put me on their side and all that, but I'm a humanitarian. I'm here to pour wisdom. That's why the Aquarius energy is here to pour wisdom. I'm here to now. If you touch me, put your hands on me, I'm a different person. That I try to stay out of troubles and fights, and that's just what I am. But I'm definitely direct and straight to the point when it comes to certain things. And whether I use numerology or I use common sense, because the most uncommonest thing is common sense nowadays, I just use what I've learned from my perspective and help give certain answers to help give guidance. Am I perfect? Of course not. Of course, none of us are perfect per se in the physical realm. We're all dying and going to that next realm, but in that spiritual system and that spiritual depth, that energetic depth, that's perfect. The energy within all of us is a perfect energy that transforms from one stage to another. Perfect energy. It's doing what it's due, because energy can't be destroyed. And I'm loving it. Loving that energy can't be destroyed. So, man. Whew. So, we finished with the number 9. Like I said, those that are just tuning in, you can rewind this. You can share this. This was called the Numerovational Missing Link in Names. I did come out of Lloyd Strayhorn's book. I came out of my book, the Numerovation for Mental Stability. I came out of Lloyd's Numbers and You workbook. And I came out of the Numerology Bible, written by Teresa Morey. That's Moorey. I have no doubt that she's probably a descendant of the Moors that probably had made love to the white women of those days and age. When you start seeing Moors like this and the names like that, they are connected in some form or fashion. I pay attention. See, that's how you learn. You know what I'm saying? I have a numerology book that was produced by European women up in Europe. And they said that they kept on saying the word more and adding more to it. So I knew that there was probably some of the white women that are descendant of the women that probably had sex with the Moors, or the Moors, Moors conquered certain areas with their penis and did their thing, like Dr. John Henry Clark said. Dr. John Henry Clark don't say, he be saying it, boy. But one more thing. If you have if all the numbers are present in your makeup, especially in your name, according to the Numerology Bible, she says this gives you balance and a full range of experience if all the numbers are in your makeup. And like I said earlier, sometimes in the Pythagorean system, you won't find all the numbers. Sometimes you will. But if you don't find all the numbers, go to the Chaldean system, because that's the older of the systems. And then you'll find the balance from a mystical perspective, because the Chaldeans were more mystical and symbolic when it came to numbers. So like she says, if all of the numbers are represented in your makeup, this gives you balance and a full range of experience. You can probably understand and enter into most perspectives. Sounds like me, because when I looked at my numbers, I said, now I got all of the numbers in my name. So that's why I'm able to, when I looked at the Pythagorean and the Chaldean, that's when I found all the numbers, 1 through 9. So I'm able to look at various perspectives. That's why she says in this book, you can probably understand and enter into most perspectives. And in life, you may do a bit of everything. And I have done a bit of everything. I've reinvented myself numerous times. You know, certain things I didn't like, but certain that I knew I had to do certain things to make things happen. You know what I'm saying? So that has been it, family. I want to thank each and every one of you for showing that love. That is the end of this presentation. Remember, family, coming up on the 25th, got a special broadcast. This is a special broadcast because she wasn't on my calendar, but this is coming up on the 25th. I'll be interviewing the producer of Mommy and Me. And Mommy and Me is an event that this young lady, Rel the Poet, produces. And it deals with Mommy and Me Are Financially Free. It's a networking mixer and power shoot with business coaching to support mompreneurs, not entrepreneurs, mompreneurs and child-owned businesses. All right. So I'm going to be there. I'm going to be passing through. So if you're going to be there, I'm going to be passing through. Make sure you hit up Sister Rel the Poet at IG at Rel the Poet. If you want to be there in Atlanta, I'll be there in Atlanta. I'm passing through. I'll probably say a few words that's to show how important it is for brothers to support women in these 2000 or the years of the women, because the twos reflect. And so because we're in the 2000, quote unquote, the 2000s, that is a feminine energy that we have to support. But I want to make sure I break the understanding down why it's not just the feminine energy. It's not only the feminine energy. It represents something else. So I'm going to be breaking that down in 5 minutes at her place, at her lecture. So make sure y'all go to her matter of fact, let me put her contact up here. So if you do want to buy tickets, let me put her contact. Where's her contact? Here. This is the event contact. Here it is. That's the event contact. It's www. If you want to come to that showing, and it's for men and women, especially for men that supports their wife in doing the business and their child for doing their own business. Like I support my children, whatever business they present to me, I'm going to support them. So it's www.vipsocial.com/events/mommy and me are free. That's Mommy and Me Are Free. Of course, you see those dashes in between, but go to vipsocial.com. And if you want to contact Rel, the poet, for more information, you can hit her up at that email. That's JHERELLEB@gmail. And her link tree is /Rel the Poet. So that's an easy thing. And of course, her Instagram is also Rel the Poet. So hit her up if you want to be a part of that. You know, she's a published poet, activist, influencer, and mother of twins. Their Instagram is Mountain Twins, @Mountain Twins, and Linktree. So I'm glad the young twins are doing business. They got their business popping. That's what I want to support. People building their business during these times. This is a reset, and every one of us have to reset to become better. Big up to my girl, Paris Williams, who I've had on this show, who's going to be featured on this platform on Saturday, March the 27th. But we will be speaking to the producer on Thursday, March the 25th. Also, I got this presentation coming up soon. Woo-wee! The numerovational meaning of God and dog in humans. In humans. Yeah, I'm gonna go in with this one. It's gonna be fun. So I'll get ready for that. On the 28th, we have a Genesis coming up on Sunday, March the 28th at 10 a.m. Speaking about manifesting and living your bliss life. She is not only a spiritual teacher, she's also a tantric healer and a businesswoman. She's doing her thing. Big up to her, respect to her all the time. I've seen her speak and perform at Nicholas before and various other places. So big up to her. On the Monday, March 29th at 8 p.m., we have Tad Cromwell. Let's get fit. That's right. We're going to have our dear brother, formerly of Straight Black Pride, our brother that's going to be there. He's going to be live, and we're going to talk about health and fitness and the need to take care of your health and fitness. So Brother Tad will be there. And also to close out the month of March, we have Dr. Nalani Valentine, Dr. Phil Valentine's wife. Dr. Nalani Valentine. She's a doctor of classical neuropathy and educator. And we're going to be speaking about her beautiful book called 7 Steps of Healing and Wellness, Dr. Nalani. And in the month of April, this is what we're looking like in April, family. It's going to be cray. All right. In the month of April, we got Joshua Sarah, mathematician, Adara Moselle. She is a shaman and also a healer herself. Ra'aku, the cosmophysician. Cheryl St. Cloud, sensei and martial artist at 52 Blocks. Erica Davies, an activist from out of Liberia. Jackie Levine, a novelist that wrote a novel on numerology. And Soul Flow Doula is coming up, speaking on the importance of having doulas or midwives and different things. Because I grew up with doulas, to tell you that personally. And then if you look in the gray area, the special King Simon broadcast during that month, Dr. Wesley Muhammad and Dr. Farah Gray, 2 different days. Dr. Wesley Muhammad comes up on April the 8th. Dr. Farah Gray comes up on April the 15th. You know who Dr. Farah Gray is. You know who Dr. Wesley Muhammad. But if you don't know who Dr. Farah Gray is, that's Dr. Khalid Muhammad's son. He's going to be here with us. And I will specify what time these people come on in April. Okay. So make a note of it, family. Make a note of it. I ain't playing with y'all. And of course, we got to big up one of my partners in Vive. Of course, this one and only Empress Aisha Moore. She should be at a few of those broadcasts. Want to big up my son, his products. Make sure you go to the link, check his link for his music on all platforms. He's a multidimensional artist, plays his instruments, sings, dance, all of that. And he got some great songs on his link.bio/ZB06. So make sure you hit up Prince Imagine. That's one of my children. Here's my daughter, Yasira Pink Art. Make sure you support her products too. It's at teesprings.com. Yasira Pink Art exclusive. She got mugs, but we got shirts we're about to produce. I just got to sit down and have a nice little meeting with her over FaceTime, and then we could make it happen. Until I get back to New York, we'll give her some guidance and all that kind of stuff. So support children in business, young people in business. Support. Make sure you get my book, Numerovation for Mental Stability. Numbers are simple. People are complicated. Numbers are simple. Our children's health is important. And no promotion is bad promotion. All publicity is good publicity. Just spell my name right. And if you want to go straight to the links, go to my link tree. This is my link tree. Link tree, King Simon, the Numerovator. That's King Simon, the Numerovator. If you want to email me about sessions, if you can't text me or whatever, I'm going to have you text me anyway, because you're going to have to text me because it hits me on the hip faster than the email. But you can email me at iamkingsimon@gmail. That's iamkingsimon@gmail. Also, please pardon any technical difficulties. I am still in an area where the internet service is going in and out, and I'm about to travel. I'm heading to Georgia, family, so I'm going to be in Georgia this weekend, definitely, to go hang out with Lloyd Strayhorn, also teaching a class with Kaya French, an all-day class. And then I'm going to head down to Rel and Paris's event in Atlanta. So I'll be in Atlanta all that rest of the week. And let me see here, and I'll be doing consultation, but I do have a list. Again, support the 1 million adornments, support her earrings. That's my partner in Vibe. She got great stuff. So DM her at 1millionadornments.com. 1 million adornments and DM her. If you want real estate, this is the girl to talk to. This is the young lady to talk to. This woman here, I had her on my show, 347-866-1153. Go get that real estate consultation if you want to own your own property and buy your own property. Lloyd's classes, www.lloydstrayhorn.com. I've been mentioning them through this whole broadcast. My classes, email me at thenumerovation@gmail.com. Don't be sad if I don't respond. I'm just doing a lot of work. I will respond when I get back to New York. If I see a lot of emails, I want at least 20 to 50 people in my class. And if they're going to sign up, then I'll be sending it to them. But it could be unlimited because I'm pre-taping 9 of them. And then the 10th one will be a question and answer, private question and answer online with my peoples that took the class. Also, support pedalwise.com. I had Dr. MJ on here. She rocked the place about fibroids and mental health and all that kind of crazy. She rocked it. She answered questions. And if you want to get a discount, go to www.pedalwise.com and use my 10% off coupon code now, King 2021. Use my coupon code, King 2021. King 2021 is the coupon code. King 2021 is the coupon code. All right. So make sure you support pedalwise.com. And last but not least, you want to do a Numerovation session, please text me your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. If you live outside the United States, please text me 347-496-1022 via WhatsApp. If you live outside of the United States, use WhatsApp. It's free, and I could respond to you faster through WhatsApp. And if you want to advertise on my show, got a reasonable rate for the whole month. I do multiple shows, usually on Wednesday and Sundays, and then I throw in different things. And big up to my man, Red Pill. Red Pill shouted me out the other day. Yes, Red, I'm going to have you on my show. I had your brother on my show the other day as a co-host, and I definitely need to get you on so we can have some fun. That's right, the Numerovation. That's right, good. Little goddess. Big up to you, little goddess. Thank you. You might have to become my assistant. You might have to become my assistant. Big up to little goddess, might one day have to make you my assistant, little goddess. Thank you, little goddess. You're such a nice lady. Oh man, I know somebody said I got this contagious laugh. Yeah, well, you gotta be contagious. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Okay. And I usually play this. Content disclaimer, content disclaimer, views, comments, and opinions expressed by guests, speakers, or authors on this YouTube channel does not necessarily reflect or represents the views and opinions held by this channel's broadcasters and its sponsors. Parental guidance is advised. Because I've been reading out of certain people's books, you still have to put your content disclaimer. Although I believe, and I know numerology work, I still like to show respect and protect myself legally. Okay. We're going to close out with prayer. So if you're down with the prayer, family, let's do this. If you're down with the prayer, let's do this. If you support, and we're going to say this prayer together if we can. I'm going to say it loud, and you're going to say it quietly to yourself. I want everybody to sit up in their chair. Take a deep breath. Before I do that, let me shout out Dr. Delbert Blair's continual legacy. If you love and respect Dr. Blair, whatever you've seen on him on YouTube, one thing about Dr. Blair, he stretched our mind. He stretched our thoughts. He wanted us to see beyond where we was at. Don't be limited. So for the continuation of Dr. Blair's legacy, please go to his official website. That's www.metacenter2.com. That's the metacenter2.com. For his books, he has some great books. His own books are on there that he never really got to bring out, but they published it and put it out. Big up to Brother Tony and his staff. ELF protectors, all that extra low frequency protectors, he have it there. The Faraday stuff, he has it there. Magnets, he has the beds, he has the plates. He still have all of the diodes, all of that stuff on Dr. Blair's site. And this is the prayer that Dr. Blair gave to all of us. And he used to say this at the end of all of his lectures. And everybody, 1, 2, 3, say it to yourself. Take a deep breath. Exhale through your mouth. Put your feet firmly on the floor. Inhale again. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. And everybody say, salute to you, Dr. Delbert Blair. Asheo to Dr. Delbert Blair. Asheo. We love your spirit. We love your energy. We love your sincerity, Dr. Blair. And let's all say the prayer. Please, universal creator, know in my heart that I love you. Please protect me and this planet on which I live now. Please open my mind, my spirit, and my soul to receive only truth and your love now. Asheo, Dr. Blairo. Asheo, Dr. Blairo. Asheo, Dr. Delbert Blair. Everybody say Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Spell it any way you know how to spell it. Spell it. It just means, and so it is. So it will be. Thank you, family, for being a part of this journey. Thank you, family, for being a part of this journey. I sincerely respect all of you that have tuned in. I respect all of you that have supported me. I respect all, because when you support me, you support the family, but it's all about energy and being reciprocal. And I always tell in my sessions, if you got it, to write it, to let it out so I can support it. Because I've supported many people that have written books that I know and even if I just buy it and I give it to somebody as a present, that's me giving you energy to support, because energy has to flow and you got to make the energy flow. And that's one thing Dr. Blair really promoted, energy flowing. He used to do meditations and energy meditations with us. So Asheo to all of you. Asheo, Asheo to the family. Asheo to all your ancestors, family out there. Thank y'all for tuning in. I'm going to sign out with this last commercial, of course, the King Simon commercial. And then don't forget, this coming Thursday, actually tomorrow, this is going to be coming up. So those that want to be entrepreneurs and you have children, grandchildren, mothers that have grandchildren, even grandfathers that have, and they want to be entrepreneurs, y'all been a little afraid. This is what's coming up on Thursday at 9 p.m. Make sure y'all tune in to this. And I'm going to close out right now. Y'all be y'all be safe. Y'all stay focused, stay healthy. Up you mighty nation. You can accomplish what you will. Like Marcus Garvey says, regardless of land, label, or language, there's but one creator, like the one, the only Dr. Khalid Muhammad said. Have a great day, afternoon, and evening, whatever time you may be tuning into this. Peace, love, and strength. Thank you. This is King Simon. Remember, make sure you go to my website, kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com, or Linktree at King Simon the Numerovation. Get all 4 of my books, and of course, that's the Numerovation for mental stability. Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Numbers are simple, children's health is important, and no promotion is bad promotion. Just spell my name right. Make sure you get them now on all my links. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. Go now.